hello. If you're watching on YouTube, hello, MunkQoo. This is the Munkcast. So this is episode 3. We finally have a guest that is not a girl because I feel like I've been interviewing too many girls. We need the men. We need the masculine energy. So here we have today Mr. Nonji. Yay! Also, if my voice sounds raspy, it's because I've been doing too much tarot card. Yeah, so just don't mind me. Okay. But yes. So if you guys don't know, this is the Munkcast. So we just talk. We always interview like someone in the community. So if you guys don't know, Nonji has been my mod for what, 2 years now? 2 years, right?
Yeah.
I give you 2 gifts, right? Okay, I haven't given you your last gift. But like we will be giving you 2 gifts. He is also a longtime viewer of the MunkQoo stream. And
long time.
Yeah, like when you were a child and now you're not. But would you like to introduce yourself to the people who don't know?
Sure. Hey guys, my name is Nonji. I am a variety streamer, but I'm also Monk's mod. I've been watching her for about 3 years. So in the first half of the year, initially, I was just a viewer, and then the last 2 years is when I became a mod. I found her stream randomly on just chatting category. Basically what she was doing is she was making food, and then I just kind of came in because I like talking to smaller streamers.
Shut up.
And so I came in to have like an interaction with her, and then a chain of things set off where like I just didn't come to her stream for a while after that, but I would like come in and lurk to see what she was doing, and then out of nowhere I just randomly started coming consistently, and then we became friends. We started talking, and then yeah, and then she asked me to be her mod, and there it is.
I love how you just skimmed by the chain of events. Like you're like, yeah, some stuff happened, but anyways.
I mean, okay, like considering it was 3 years ago, it was a lot of it's hard to remember what actually happened in those 3 years, or what I was doing.
How
in those
old are
3
you?
years.
You want to start like about your age when you first started watching? You were 19.
Yeah. So I'm 21 right now. So I was 19 at the time when I was watching her, and I was a delinquent 19-year-old.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and basically, I've been on Twitch a lot longer than Monk. Since
Really?
I started watching Monk. Yeah, I actually have.
What year?
This account isn't my first account. I had another account, and on that account, I know I've started watching a lot longer than 3 years ago.
I made my account January 2017.
Okay, I started watching way before that, I think.
Damn, you were 12?
Well, no, I wasn't 12. It was like when I was like a teenager, because my other account, I forgot the password to it, but basically there was this one streamer that I followed, and then I know like a year ago I checked, and it was like, oh, you've been following the streamer for about 5 years, and I was like, wow, 5 years is a long time. And so yeah, I've been on Twitch for a while. I even knew about Twitch when it was just called Justin TV. And
yeah, honestly, so one of my first viewers was Fire King, so he told me about Justin TV. I was definitely not there when it was called that, but if you knew about Justin TV, then you knew about like OG Twitch. Like
yeah,
before Amazon bought them and everything.
Amazon, yeah, dude. Honestly, it's unreal that Amazon actually bought Twitch, or it's unexpected, because I never would have anticipated somebody like that, a company like that, to buy Twitch, but it happened. So anything is possible, I guess. Yeah.
Okay, Fire King, your number is off because that's not right. Yeah, it's the man himself, Nonji. Yay. Okay, so let's talk about. You know what I want to ask you before you like introduce a little bit more is I want to ask: do you still watch some of the people you first followed on Twitch, or you don't watch them anymore, or they stopped streaming? Like, what's the circumstance?
A lot of the people that I would watch when I first got into Twitch stopped streaming Yeah, so that's what made me bounce around a lot from people because I would create these connections with people and then they would just disappear, which sounds kind of bad, but I don't think it was my personality, at least I hope. But yeah, a lot of the streamers that I watched back then disappeared and I haven't like seen them since. And that's why and I also really didn't like my name at the time.
Sad boy. Was it sad boy?
No, it was a completely different name. It was ASCII, ASCII, which is like when you make like images out of like words, I guess. I think it's words.
Wait, okay, I didn't know you back then, so I didn't know what that was.
Yeah. But basically I used ASCII. I had the name I had was ASCII and then that's what I basically used for
That
quite a
sounds
while.
so edgy. You've seen that name before? Shut up. Okay. So you don't watch them because they just stopped streaming, right? Okay.
Yeah. But I do miss him though. There was this one specific streamer named Stan. He lived in New York, and then he stopped streaming because he went over to China, right? And then the whole pandemic happened. Well, not the pandemic happened, but like I didn't talk to him for a year, for like years, and then the pandemic happened, and then I would message him every so often. But yeah, he was like the closest person that I was with in recent times that I remember.
Did he
Yeah.
still talk to you or anything?
I message him every so often, but like he takes like months to reply, so I have no idea what he's doing.
Oh
But
my
I do
God.
miss him though. I do miss him.
Aw.
Him and I had some good times.
He was Chinese?
Yeah. Yeah.
Aw. I hope he's good, like alive and well. Holy shit.
I think he's good. I messaged him a while back and I was like, hey man, I messaged him I think when the pandemic started hitting and I was like, hey man, I don't know if you're still in China, but like, you know, take care of yourself. And he was like, shh, I'm trying to hide from the virus.
Okay, I get it now. I get it. He's one of those trolls.
Yeah. Yeah.
Don't let them get me, please. I'm in the fucking workplace.
Yeah, basically. And that's basically
That's sweet.
hmm
To be honest, from my perspective, like I know you stream too, but you're not as consistent.
No, I just can't find the time to stream.
Yeah, but the thing is,
Yeah.
I think like even for you, like I think if you have some viewers too, like sometimes people pop in, hey, whatever. I feel like it's interesting because you never forget the first people who kind of watched you. If that like I don't think you'll ever forget, right? Like your founders and everyone.
Yeah, I mean, those are the people that I guess they started a foundation, basically. You know, the people that helped me like grow my channel. I don't think anybody ever forgets those types of people, right? Because it's just like it's like the people that when you were at like a point where you were unknown, they took a chance on you, right? Because I think about it like this, right? Because like there's hundreds and hundreds of Twitch streamers, right? But then they took the time out of their day to go to your stream, interact with you, and then follow you, keep coming back. That's the most important part. They kept coming back, and then they enjoyed your content, you know, laughed along with you, was like happy for you when you hit like 50 followers, 100 followers, etc., etc. And even those people that like don't come as often, you know, I feel I still would remember them, considering that they were a huge part of the beginning.
Right? That's sweet. So that's what I'm thinking with the person that you're talking about, the guy that like kind of stopped streaming. I think he's gonna remember you. Like you were definitely there for him.
Yeah, I think he would remember me too.
Exactly.
we did a lot of funny stuff. And then but this is the funniest part about the whole thing is like him and I, our main topic was like offline TV. We talked a lot about offline TV when it was like in its like younger days, when it was just like starting off, and we talked about like the different people in the group and like the ships and all that stuff, and then how like and how like you know he was like looking for a girlfriend, and I was like, you know, this is how you talk to girls, but I didn't know anything about talking to girls.
Well, would you tell him like, yo, you should just say, hey, shawty?
Well, no, I would tell him things to like, you know, well, I mean, they were pretty basic, right? But it's just like a lot of the stuff was just like, oh, look out for like the way she acts around you, like the stuff she says, you know, try to introduce the idea of like a relationship to her, or like, you know, It's like basic things like that, but it was like I don't know. I probably didn't know what the hell I was talking about, to be honest.
You know what? It doesn't matter because your intention was there. Like you wanted to help him.
I did. I did.
I hope it
I
didn't
did.
go really bad.
I don't think it went that bad. I think he developed some, I wouldn't say skills, but I feel like it helped him kind of like understand how a dynamic of starting a relationship works.
Like it gave him
What's that?
confidence to make the first move.
Yeah, well, that, but also like it gave him the confidence to be like to be like, okay, this here is a situation, right? And I think this is how I should play it instead of like this way, or like maybe what she says doesn't mean what I think she meant, and it could mean another thing, and then it's mainly about like, you know, being clear of what you want, and that's
Oh
it.
gosh, I hate the gray area. It's like I like you, but I don't want to be with you, but I like you.
Mhm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, I mean, no, it's completely understandable, and I feel like that's a lot of the things that we talked about as well, which is like clarification. Even though I did none of that at that age, I was terrible when it comes to like confronting girls, and I'm just like, yeah, she probably doesn't like me, and then I walk away.
Yeah, I want to say, like, I know we're not talking too much about like relationships and stuff, but my perspective is, I feel like I think same with girls, and like I'm talking about like just anyone in general, no matter who you like or whatever. I think you just got to remember that we're all kind of in the same boat. Like we're all just kind of finding love. Like if you're single, and to not overthink like, oh, she's a girl or he's a guy or whatever. I don't know how to talk. Like we're all people at the end of the day. So I think remembering that is really important. Versus like, oh, she's a girl, she's different, she has a vagina. It's really strange. You know what I mean? It's like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, it's just like, oh, she's like, you know, oh, I don't understand women. Like, I don't know how to talk to her. What if I say something and then she just takes it a different way? Like, you know, like I can't approach her. She's like an 8 out of 10. You know, I'm like a 2 out of 10 on a good day.
God.
You know.
Yeah, I think that's
Yeah.
also really important to like, just to have your confidence. You know, just talk to them like you would talk to your friend. Maybe a little bit nicer.
Yeah. No, I mean, it's definitely about a lot of things that play into the factor, but confidence is definitely one of it. But you know, it's hard to have confidence sometimes. You know, I understand that. Because, you know, because like, okay, because like real quick, like I don't mean to digress so hard onto this topic, right? But it's like, I hate the fact that when people tell you to like, oh, hey, just, you know, just be confident and just like, you know, approach the girl. And I'm just like, you know, that's not a bad thing to tell a person, right? But it's also like you're forcing them to, I guess, accept or neglect. I mean, they neglect the feeling of like being heartbroken, even because you can be as confident as you want, right? But at the end of the day, like we're all human, and you know, if somebody rejects you, then you're just like, yeah, this sucks, right? And then you like sulk about it for a couple of days, right? But it's just like you can't just tell me to be, you know, oh, I got rejected, oh, just be confident, bro, don't worry, bro, the next girl. And I'm just be like, yeah, okay, thanks. Like that's not gonna happen, you know. People function differently, right? But like some people, it comes easier than others. But like, you don't have to be oblivious to your emotions, basically.
Yeah, like there's like confident, but like not cocky. Like, you know,
Right.
like it's okay to feel hurt, and it's not like, okay, next girl the next day. Like take your time, you know, recover. Maybe you don't know who you want to ask out next. Like it doesn't have to be like a list of people. So yeah, I think it is important definitely to have the confidence, but not to feel like you're not being authentic. You know, because sometimes people like the fact that some people like the fact that people have emotions. You know, it doesn't matter if you're whatever you identify as. It's like to have emotions is like a big thing. So like people who act too confident, it's like, okay, do you have a heart? You know. But yeah.
Yeah, but yeah.
Okay, so I want to ask you,
Mhm.
Oh, I didn't want to ask. So, has becoming a mod made you more confident, or like have you noticed a change in your demeanor, especially online, or it's like whatever?
No, I don't think becoming a mod has changed my demeanor. I just think it, it's not like a confidence booster. It's more a more sort of like a responsibility, right? It's not like, oh, I'm a mod, so I have like, I'm all high and mighty, right? But it's not. That's not the case at all. I think of it more as just like I'm just like any other viewer, right? But I just have a little bit more responsibility where I have to keep the chat in order or do a certain like task that's required after a certain event, right? So I just think that I'm just like a regular viewer that comes often as anybody else would be. Like John, for example, he comes regularly often, right? And I just feel like I'm just another viewer, but just with an added on responsibility of just, taking care of the chat, and that's it. I don't think people should be all like high and mighty just because you're a mod. I don't think they should go power crazy, and I'm not power tripping over it, right? But it's yeah, it's basically just I just have extra responsibilities, and that's it.
Would you say you've matured?
Matured being a mod?
Yeah, or you just mature because you're getting older?
I feel like I'm just maturing as I'm getting older, right? It's like a lot of the stuff that I take, because like okay, you can take a lot of information from Twitch, right? But I don't think you can take like life lessons from Twitch.
Really? I
And
learned so much from Twitch.
really, you think so?
I
Hmm.
know so. Okay, I know this is not my podcast, so I'm not gonna talk too much about me.
Right.
But
Well, I think Twitch chat can be a bit chaotic, and it's like depending on like what type of streamer you watch, it can vary depending on like streamer to streamer, right? But I think um it's more or less like crackhead levels instead of like, oh,
degenerates.
yeah, basically, because like if I were to give an example, right? When I met Jinny, right? And then she was like, "You want to say hi to stream, right?" So I was looking at all like the chats, right? And everyone was like, "Oh, creeper, creeper, stalker, creeper, stalker," and I was like, "Oh, okay, okay, yes, that's me. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to be a creeper or a stalker." But then like the moment I show my face, everyone's just like, it's like an instant switch. It's like, "Oh, is that's like who know like marry the dude?" Is like, "Oh, kiss him," it's like do all that, and I'm just like, But that's just a select few of people, and I feel like being behind a screen allows the person to say a lot of weird things that does not have repercussions. So overall, I think what I've learned in life, I try to translate it over to Twitch, right? And then I feel like that's why I think I can give decent advice to people, right? And I love giving advice to people, or like listening to people talk and like understand their situations that are in, and see like, what works best with what, or like how I should take the situations that other people are in and introduce and like put it into my life, so I could either avoid the same outcome or deal with it in a better way, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, like I feel like it is important to have balance. So like your online persona or your online
Mm,
relationships or whatever your online life, and then your real life. Not saying
right,
that one is less than another, but
right.
I feel like if we're too much online, then you don't know reality. If you're like always in real life and then like you go online and you're super confused, you don't know the memes, you don't know anything. I feel like it's
Mm,
good to have balance because then you could like
yeah.
take qualities from both.
Mm,
Like for me, I feel like being on Twitch has really helped me with my social skills. I don't
mm,
think I was ever okay when I was a kid. It was really awkward, but like I've kind of always been like this since I hit my teenage years. Like I haven't changed, which is
right.
sad. No,
Mm,
I've matured, but like the humor is like yeah, whatever.
right.
But I think Twitch
Y-
is nice because it kind of gives you a boost with communicating with people, and like I
mhm,
will be honest, like meeting personalities that are really different. Like I think Twitch has helped me with my intuition, with like seeing people in chat and being like,
mhm,
okay, this person's a red flag. Like they say two things, weird. Versus
right.
someone you're like, I really like what they're saying or how they're talking and stuff like that. So
Right.
I think it helps with that.
Yeah, I mean, definitely, there are aspects of Twitch chat that you can obviously take, but I don't think there's a lot, you know?
I guess because I'm a streamer, it's more about like community building too.
Right.
And
Yeah, I don't
yeah.
know. I just think about it as like if I'm on Twitch, right, I don't want to like offload like my problems onto people, right? Unless like I'm really close to them. So if like let's say I'm watching a streamer, they're like, "Oh, how was your day going?" And I'm like, "Oh, I had a bad day." And they'll be like, "Oh, why'd you have a bad day?" And I'll be like, "Oh, this and this happened." And then so sometimes streamers get like, like you're just like telling me too much, like I didn't need to hear this and stuff. So I think it's in that aspect, I'm just like, I don't think you
That's
can
like
go
a
to Twitch.
Discord DM thing.
Yeah, right. It's more like a personalized thing, right? So you can go to Twitch for advice, but don't expect the best advice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
I think
guess
I
a
think
lot
that's
of it, I
that's
think,
really
is have to be in the DMs for Discord. Like you wouldn't talk
good.
about this like openly.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, did you want to talk about the Jinny thing since you mentioned it?
Yeah, I can. So basically what happened was like I was working in downtown and doing some errands and I drove past her and I was like, there's no way that that
Wait, why
she's
are
in
you looking on the
Chicago, right?
sidewalk?
Because she was riding a bike and I drove like legit past her. She was like right here and I was in my car and I was like, who the fuck is that? You know? And then so after I get done with my errands, I check her stream and then, I find out that she is in Chicago and then I find out later that she's gonna be in Navy Pier, right? So I was like, oh, I've always had it on my bucket list where I've always wanted to meet like a streamer, like a popular streamer on
A
like
big
IRL, right?
streamer.
And um so I took that opportunity and I was like, okay, I think once I'm done with my work and I've figured everything out, I'm gonna go and then say hi to her, take a picture with her, and just kind of have a small talk, and then that's it, right? So that's basically. So you stalked her, is what I'm saying. Yeah, basically, I stalked her.
You literally made a
Well,
blueprint.
yeah, it sounds bad, but I guess that's a way you can put it. But yeah, so basically, I went to Navy Pier. I went there with my friend because I wanted to grab food with him later, but I also wanted to take that chance, and he was like, "Yeah, go for it, man. I'll be here with you." So I was like, "Cool." So we went there. We walked around. We looked at the different foods that they were to eat, and then kind of reminisced on like the trips when we took in middle school to Navy Pier. And then I see her at the food court, right? So I'm like, okay, this is my time. So I walk up to her and and then I said, hey, I walked past you. I drove past you and I watch you on like Twitch, right? And she's like, oh, hey. And I was like, yeah, so I drove past you and I wanted to say hi. And I'm like, I'm sorry if that's kind of weird. And she's like, oh no, it's not like scary. I'm like, I didn't mean to scare you. And then yeah, so basically her and I talked. She asked me if I was from Chicago. We did small talk. It turned into an educational stream because I basically panicked and didn't know what to say. A lot of the things I had in my head did not go the way that I planned it, and basically I just started like for the most of the conversation, it was just me talking to her about like Chicago and like the educational aspect of like the names and like places to go and like all that other stuff. And yeah, and I was pretty much shaking. And yeah, so that happened. And then um yeah, but yeah, people called me a stalker, people called me weird, and I was kind of upset about that because I was like, I didn't mean to come off like that, but it just so happened that that happened. And then so I was kind of discouraged. But once I watched back the stream, a lot of people had like nice comments, so I was grateful to those people because I mainly saw like the bad comments first, and then that kind of discouraged me even more. And then I was just like, I'm in a weird state. And yeah, but it felt surreal to be able to meet Jinny because I've watched her since like she did the whole Esfand collab stream where they were in Houston and they did a bunch of stuff like that. And I told her this, right? Like nobody ever comes to Chicago because of the bad connotation it has, and everyone's like, "Oh, Chicago's so violent. Like, why would you go to Chicago?" But I think Chicago, being slightly biased here, but I think Chicago really has a lot to offer, and a lot of people just don't take advantage of it. And I think if you have the opportunity, you should really take that opportunity and go to Chicago. And if I know you personally, you know, I could always show you around. There's like a lot of good places that I can take you in terms of like food, views, and like things to do. And yeah, met Jinny, scared, not scared, but like terrified a lot of people. And yeah, hated myself for the way I acted. But I talked to my friends about it, and they're like, "Oh, you were fine. You were way better than like some of the other people that would just like creepily walk up to streamers." But yeah, all I'm gonna say is like I wish I could have done it better, but it is what it is, and that's what happened.
I watch you on Twitch. Really? Yeah. Nice to meet you. Hi.
I've been trying to stream-snipe you the whole day, but you kept getting away from me.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, because like, when you were on the Vivi bike, I saw you and I was driving past you.
Oh,
yeah. That was the person that I was with. Yeah. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to scare you.
No, not scared. I'm just nice to meet you. Do you want to say how to chat?
Hello.
What is your Twitch?
Nonji.
Nonji.
I don't talk much. I just watch.
You don't talk much? Are you from Chicago?
Yeah, I was kind of surprised because I was like, I never really met any streamer, and I was like a bucket list thing to do.
Bucket list. Good job.
Thank you.
Awesome. Saikuno? Hey, you actually do have a little bit like Saikuno hairstyle. Yeah, a little bit.
I feel like you're way better than me. I'm shaking.
Don't shake.
Yeah, how was the Shed Aquarium?
Oh, Shed Aquarium? That was so cool. There were like 4 or 5 belugas and like penguins, dolphins. It was really nice. Yeah.
Well, how do you like Chicago?
Pretty good. Food is nice, and the place is chiller than
Take
New York.
pic with him.
Similar to New York, but chiller.
I feel like New York is more dense though.
New York is definitely more dense because there are way many more people. And Chicago is kind of similar to New York, but chiller, more chill. Yeah, it's like more relaxed, I think. Yeah. What did you say? Take picture with him. Yeah. Do you want to take picture with me? Okay. Okay. Awesome. No problem.
Sorry.
No. Yeah, I'm socially awkward, so I don't know what else to say. But yeah, you live around here?
Yeah, I live in the city.
Oh, you go to school there. Okay. Yeah. Anything else that you want to recommend me to do or in Chicago?
Honestly? Yeah, no, I don't.
No? You just
I feel like you've hit everything, but I think like there's this place by like, I live on a more than northern side. There's this place called Belmont Harbor where you can see the skyline from Chicago, but it's like farther away from here. Yeah, but that's probably the only place I would recommend maybe go to.
Okay. Yeah, I'll definitely try to go to Belmont. Explore the Great Lakes. What does he study?
Computer science.
Computer science.
Ask him if it's the Sears Tower or the Willis Tower.
Yeah. What do you call the Willis Tower? Sears Tower or Willis Tower?
Sears Tower.
Sears Tower.
Yeah, because like we're not happy with the name change. Because like I think a gum company bought the
Which
building.
company?
I think
Gum company?
Yeah, a gum company like doing gum.
So it was like Sears Tower, but gum company bought the Sears Tower and changed their name to Willis Tower.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, what a stupid name. Willie, it sounds weird. Willie Tower.
Yeah. They also changed the name of Lakeshore Drive, which is like that place that you're by. Yeah.
Oh.
They recently added more names.
Not gone. Gum.
This is such a weird experience.
Yeah?
Yeah, because like I'm so used to watching people on stream. just like
How does it feel in real life?
it's surreal.
Not much different from camera though, right?
Yeah, but I mean, like, how do you get past like the social aspect where people are just like, what is she doing?
Oh yeah. It's very easy to spot like a girl talking to her phone. Yeah, anyway, it was really nice meeting you. Really, Do you want to say bye to Chet too?
Bye, Chad. Alright.
Alright, thank you. Bye-bye. Definitely Asian. It's like, okay, bye.
Okay, so this is my... Okay, so I watched with Fire King the day you met her or whatever. You were like, oh my god, you posted in the Discord. We're like... I'm not gonna lie, I didn't know who she was. Like, when you posted her photo, I was like, she looks familiar, but there's a lot of Asian streamer girls, right? So... I kept looking and I'm like, wait a minute, it's Jinny, because I know the whole, like, she's a bigger streamer.
Yeah.
So then we were watching together on Discord, and the first thing I noticed, okay, this is my perspective, was you were like, I've been following you all day. Like, you were like, I've been like,
because basically what happened was like, I had to watch her stream to make sure like where she was, right, which is kind of creepy, I guess. So I guess I should have worded it better.
No, I'm not shaming you. Okay, I'll tell you why I like this. Okay, so I'm not gonna lie, in the beginning, a little alarming. Like if I was her shoes, I'd be like, feels yikes, man. You know, a little bit like, ooh, serial killer gonna follow me. But I think as you progressively talk to her, it was like you were finally being yourself. Like I was okay, this is the sad boy we know, this is the Nonji we know, whatever. And then I could tell that she was like, based off her body language, like she was like putting her guard down, like she's okay, he's not like gonna murder me, you know, that vibe is gone. And then I think what happened was when the chat saw how you looked, which I don't know if I necessarily agree with this all the time, but like sometimes you do kind of have to look at the person because you can kind of tell a lot about somebody based off how they present themselves and how they act. But I think they were like, okay, this guy is pretty cute. Like, you know, I'm pretty sure most of the chat was men. So, you know, they were like potential, definitely someone that doesn't look like a threat. You know what I mean? Like, you looked like a chill guy. And then your personality was easing up. So I really like that. And I think the good part about you kind of coming off a little strong in the beginning, even though it's because you were nervous, is it kind of like caught the attention, which was nice. And then when they found out you're just a really nice guy, they're like, yeah, like marry him, you know. At the end it was just like a happy, you know, yay rainbows, butterflies, stuff like that. So don't feel like you messed up, because I don't think you did. I think it was great. Like, it was content.
No.
It was! It's great! Everyone loved you at the end. It's not about how you start, it's about how you finish, okay? And you did well.
I still think I wish I could have done better.
No, because if you were too perfect, that's also scary. You know what I mean? Like, you're too, like, socially aware. Yeah, like, it's good to be a little awkward in the beginning.
Gotcha.
Yeah, and the fact that she wanted to hug you. I will say you should have hugged her. But, you know, you were social distancing.
I couldn't do it. Like thinking back on it, right? Like if I knew that she was gonna hug me and I went back in time, I still wouldn't have hugged her. I would have left. I would have been like, nope.
Yeah, like if you don't feel comfortable, of course.
I can't do it.
Yeah. But I think she really enjoyed meeting you. You know?
Thank you.
No, genuine. Yes. Everyone clapped for you, right?
I hope so. I hope so.
Yeah. That was a highlight of your life.
Yeah, it was a definite highlight. Now that has happened, I don't think I could ever stream snipe another streamer. I don't know.
Really? What if they were kind of a smaller streamer, like not thousands of viewers?
If they were a smaller streamer, like, you know, if Monk was streaming in Chicago, I was stream sniper. You know, I followed you all day. You know, I was following your Instagram, followed your Snapchat. You know,
Snapchat when?
Yeah, but I mean, I don't know. I don't know. It was like it wasn't traumatizing, right? But it was like
your adrenaline.
Don't want people's opinions of me to be negative, and that's it.
I don't think anyone had anything negative. Like in the beginning, they didn't even know who you were. Like you just said hi, right? Like you just said, hey, I've been following you. That could have been anybody, you know? And then they got to know you and they're like, he's chill, he's cool. You know?
Yeah. So yeah.
Wait, would you? Okay, how about if they weren't streaming? So if Jinny wasn't streaming and she was just chilling, would you have been more comfortable?
No.
Really? But she's not live.
I know she's not live, but like and I know in my head that I definitely wouldn't have still been able to, I guess, converse correctly with her, because like at the end of the day, right, it's just like meeting a celebrity, right? You think about the conversation going in one way, and you just don't want to ruin the environment or the aspect of you as a person to them. So I would have went up to her and I'd be like, hey, I've been following your yeah, I've been following your, yeah. Then,
Hey, what's up? How's the weather?
it's like, hey, I watch you a lot. I mean,
You're just reading the chat.
Hey, I was watching you from down there. I mean, yeah, I watched you on Twitch first of all, but like, I mean, you were, I probably would have done something.
The binoculars, they got broken, so I gotta come close view.
For hello. Why she look so far?
That's interesting, because I'm gonna be honest, I don't really see. I don't know. I feel like, okay, so oh my god, thank you for the raid, Elias. Yeah, sorry, there's no alert when I do podcasts, but thank you so much. How was your stream? Okay, I'm gonna cut this part from the VOD, but hello. Let's give a shout out to Elias. How was your stream? Hello. How was League? Hello. Hi, Stinky. Hello, Raiders. Welcome. Thank you for the welcoming, Drifter. Raid, woo, raid. Okay, I'm out. Woo, raid, I'm out. Oh, wow. Nice enthusiasm. Love that. Someone said, bro. How are you, Caribbean? No problem. Good man. Been streaming some League? Yeah, I see that. No more Valorant for you? But yeah, guys, if you want to go follow Elias streams a lot of Riot games. I don't know if he plays TFT, but he plays League and Valorant and some other games. So make sure to go check him out. He's really nice. He's a big memer though, so make sure you can take like some more edgy jokes. A little edgy. But yes, thank you so much for the raid. I really appreciate it. Hype. We're interviewing Sad Boy right now. I mean Nonji. I'm good. I was supposed to be out 30 minutes ago and begged me to stay to raid you. What the hell? Yo, imagine. Yo, thank you for staying. I appreciate just even you stopping by to say hi, okay? But thanks for being here, man. Really loyal, clearly. When are you gonna stream COD again? I did not know Elias even played COD. But yeah, we're doing a podcast right now. We're just interviewing the wonderful, the beautiful Nonji, Sad Boy, whatever you want. Oh my god, high five, let's do it. Okay. But yes, thank you so much for raiding. Thank you for staying, Caribbean. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your, I was gonna say life, day, night, wherever you're from.
Yes, thank you for streaming. I mean, thank you for raiding. Yes,
thank you so much. You love to troll easy. Don't be too harsh on him, okay? We have to treat him well. The only thing we can do to him is make him do wall squats for 1 minute, okay? Yes, thank you. Thank you for being here. Appreciate you. Enjoy the rest of your day. No problem, dude. Enjoy your 12-hour. Thank you, Elias. Yeah, we're almost 8 hours in, so 4 more hours. Yes. Oh, you're from the Caribbean. Okay, makes sense. Okay, cool. I wasn't gonna assume, you know. Oh, then again, people like name after places all the time. He bows instead of high five. Stop. Okay, so we're gonna continue with the podcast. Okay, so that was about meeting Jinny. So let's talk about, obviously for this segment, you don't have to talk too much information, just in case. But how is it being a TA? You've been a TA for how many months now?
I was a TA over the summer for a little bit. Not that long, really. I just kind of did like a summer course, which is like, I think 8 weeks. It was 8 weeks and that's it. So pretty short. And then got a different job to make more money.
Are you not a TA anymore?
No, I'm not a TA anymore. Cause like I thought about it, but the pay versus the hours wouldn't financially support me in anything that I would want to do, because like I would only get paid for like office hours and then like being in class, being in the class. Yeah, so you know, I can work anywhere from like 2 to 4 hours a day for like $12.
Wait, you only got $12 a day?
Yeah, cause our school system, yeah, our school system doesn't, well, not $12 a day, but like $12 per hour.
Oh.
Yeah. And like I'm only working like 3 times a week.
Okay.
So, yeah.
That's interesting.
You don't really, yeah, you don't really make that much money. So.
Okay.
So yeah, that was that.
I love how
No,
uneventful you are. You're like, yeah, whatever. Was there any good stories while you were a TA?
Yeah, it just made me realize how people are really okay. I don't want to badmouth people, right? But it made me realize how like illiterate people were in the technical field, you know? Because you're supposed to submit your homework, right? And like take a picture of it, right? And they even tell you how to do it, right? But some people, like basically what some people did is they just like took their homework, right? They showed all the pages, right? And they just took a huge photo of it, right? So like I'm supposed to individually grade each work, right? So I'm just like, how am I supposed to grade like problem 1 if it's like all the way at the top, right? And it's like this small, you know? And then like I'm trying to zoom in as best as I can, and it doesn't work. And I'm just like, this isn't the answer.
Wait.
Is it the correct answer? Is it the wrong answer?
Oh, because
I
it's
don't know.
online, right?
Yeah, and I'm just like, how are you supposed to show your work to me if your work looks like pixels, right? So a lot of the time I had to like console the person. I'm like, yo, how am I supposed to grade this? And I'm talking to the other TAs, and I'm like, how am I supposed to grade this? Like, you know? And then that was just like too much of a headache for $12 an hour. I was like, you know, I'm gonna get a different job.
This reminds me of, okay, so I had to help my dad with insurance claims like last month, and it was honestly a fucking mess because I fucked up part of it because I actually sent my claims to his company, and I was really fucked. Anyway, so I asked him to take other photos, like same as you, like take photos so we can send it as like documents.
Right.
And it was blurry. And like half of it was really blurry, so I have to like submit the claim, and I'm like, I can't even read this. I'm getting fucking motion sickness from looking at this piece of paper. And then I texted my dad, and his English is terrible, so it's not like I know him is like I give him a lot more leeway because he's like a freaking 60-year-old man versus like these are university students. Hello, right? So then I remember texting him, and I'm like, can you like retake the photo? It's blurry. You know what he does? He sends me all of them, and they're all blurry. Like he just sends the same photo again. And I'm just like, okay, I'm just gonna just like do it. So I just suffered for the last 10 minutes. I'm like, you know, I can't see anything. And yeah, sent it to the insurance. Fucking pray for them. But honestly, I like how that's the biggest issue. I thought you would have problems with people being mean and stuff, like little like bratty kids or whatever.
No. I think everyone was just did not want to be there, so they just kind of just sat through it and just like, you know, then it is what it is. And it wasn't bad, but it was just like tedious, and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna just get a different job. And so I quit. I can't do it. I'm leaving, and I left. And I got a different job.
Do you want to talk about like what you do now, or that's a secret?
I just work at a gym as like a reception.
Oh my god, I love that.
Yeah. So that job is so much easier, you know. Swipe your card, you know.
Don't have COVID.
Oh, where is this? You know,
Love
and
that.
I just stand there, you know. I just sit there. I'm like, okay. You want to sign up for a membership? I got you, you know. Oh, hey, just scan your card. All right, you're good to go, you know. Or if they like, hey, you know, they ask me questions about, hey, what time is this open till? Oh, this is only open till 9 p.m. You know, thank you. Come again, you know. And all that. That's it. That's all I do.
And you get paid more?
Yeah, I get paid.
What the fuck? Are you serious?
Well, yeah, because the school pay versus minimum wage are completely different.
What's your minimum wage in Chicago?
15.
Wait, And the school can literally pay you, what were you getting, 13?
12.
Wait, is that legal? I don't know what's illegal, right?
I don't know if it's illegal, but
That
they can
sounds
do
illegal.
that. They can do that. The school can pay you less.
Wow. Because, okay, so my experience when I was in university, you would get paid more than minimum. Like, if minimum wage back then when I was working was 11 something, you would get paid $15, $13.
You know what's funny? It was way worse. I was talking to one of my friends, and she was like, "Yeah, it used to be like 8 an hour."
That's even worse.
Imagine spending like 6 hours at a job making $8 an
And
hour.
you're not a waiter, so you don't get tips.
Yeah, you don't get tips. It's that, and then the government takes like anywhere from like $50 to $100, depending on how much you work.
Wow. I didn't know it was so messed up there. Wow.
I don't know if it's messed up, but it just sucks.
It is messed up.
Like they need to
It
get
is messed up.
like a livable wage.
Wow. I thought you would, I don't know. This really enlightened me. I was like, wow, you work in the fucking post-secondary industry. You must be making it. Clearly, if you're a professor, you are, but if you're not, you're not.
I've made more money working at Nordstrom than I did anywhere.
Would you ever go back?
No.
Okay.
No, because I'm gonna be honest, when I worked at Nordstrom, I did like a seasonal job and they worked me to the bone, if I'm gonna be honest, right? It's like I worked like 40, anywhere from 35 to 40-hour shifts like a week, and it was annoying. It was bad because I would work like every single day and I'd have like maybe 1 or 2 days off, and then it would just be like tiring for the most part.
Yeah.
Dealing
That's
with,
why
like,
I could never
customers.
do it.
Yeah, like dealing with customers, which some of them people were really nice, but the other people were just like assholes, and then like and then like we were also ran by commission based, so if I sold a shoe, I'd get like 9% of it, right? But like and then you like are encouraged by your managers to meet a goal. So at the beginning of the day, what they would do is they'd be like, okay, so what is your goal for today? Like how much money in sales are you gonna make? And and I'd be like, oh, I'm just gonna hit 1,500 and that's it. The manager would be like, no, let's bump that up to 2,100. At least break 2K. And I'm just like, okay, I'll break 2K.
That's
And
how
then,
it
yeah.
is in sales, though.
Yeah, it sucks, but I did make a lot of money. I made 3K in 2 months.
That's good.
But I think that was like the most money I've ever made. Whew. Yeah. I miss that job though sometimes.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad you're doing the gym thing now. Seems really relaxed for what you get paid for.
Yeah, so it's just chill. I could just hang out there and that's it. I can't do homework, but I'll just do it before work and then just that's it.
Nice.
Hmm.
Also, I like your shirt. It's
Thank you.
nice. I like off-white. I
do
just
too.
can't afford it. Okay, so we can move on to the next segment. So let's talk about your moving nightmare. Did you want to talk about it?
Yeah, I could talk about it. Basically, like places in the city of Chicago suck because they're old. So a lot of the places got newly renovated, right? And I hit up my friend because she told me that, oh hey, these two are looking for a third roommate. You could be that third roommate. And I was like, sure. So I messaged him and I was like, hey, I would love to be like your third roommate. I'm actually looking to move out, and I've been struggling to find roommates for like the past 2 years. And he was like, yeah, cool. I'm down for this. It doesn't matter, whatever, right? And I was like, cool. So we went house hunting for a little bit, right? And we stumbled upon this place that was like mediocre at best, but the rent was really cheap and it was really close to school. So we were like, okay, let's do it, right? So we were promised a lot of things that didn't happen, because they were like, oh, the place kind of looks shabby, and they were like, yeah, we're gonna like repaint the walls, we're gonna have the floors cleaned, we're gonna replace the refrigerator, replace the tub, replace the stove, have everything fixed by the time you guys move in August, right? So we're like, okay, cool. So we signed the lease like I think a month in advance from our move-in date, and we're like, okay, so now it's just a waiting game, right? And throughout all that time we waited, we were like, okay, you know, messaging back and forth like, hey, is it possible to like check out the place so I can take measurements so I can see if like the stuff that I brought will fit in, you know, like where we can put stuff and all that stuff. So we went there, and this is the first red flag. The paint job that was done, terrible. They painted over outlets, they painted over switches.
Wait,
and
how do you paint over an outlet? Like this, you can't plug it in?
yeah, like there was legit paint inside the outlet. So there was like some points where we had to like jam the plug in
so
to like
dangerous.
break the paint, which was like
Dangerous.
which is dangerous, right? So I'm just like, okay, you know, that's a red flag that I should have noticed, but I didn't. Also, when I went into my room and I tried to turn on the light, like the light button wouldn't what's it called? Wouldn't work, right? So I had to legit like slam on it to like unstiffen the paint and yeah.
Oh,
So that happened, right? So that should have been a red flag, but I'm like, okay, whatever, right?
yes.
Fine, not a problem, right? This place is cheap, I understand. Downtown, whatever, it is what it is, right? So that's that. Second of all, extremely hot in there. It's really hot in the apartment, right? So I'm like, okay, if we just put like 2 ACs, there won't be a problem, right? At least that's what people would think, right?
Yeah.
So that's what happened. So finally comes moving day, right? You know, everybody's moving in, everybody's getting settled and all that stuff. And then for the first week that I was there, honestly, I struggled settling in, right? Me and my other friend talked about it, and we were like, yeah, this place isn't really for us, you know? This place wasn't really for us, right? And we talked about it, right? Because a lot of the times when like, for like, I want to say like at least like 80% of like the week that everybody started moving in and was there, my 2 roommates would like barely be at the house, right? So I'm suffering there alone in the heat, right? I have the AC running, right? It's super hot. You know, I just feel like the air quality in there was just terrible. I was like suffocating, and yeah, it basically sucked. So we were like, okay, this was gonna be a problem until winter, right? And then once it gets colder, it's gonna be fine. Everything's gonna be fine, right? So we were like, okay, you know, not a problem. We can just deal with it for the summer and whatever, right? But then, there was one day when I was playing Valorant with a couple of my friends, and my other friend was playing games in his room. Our whole power went out, right? So our whole power went out, and then he was like, "What happened?" And I was like, "I think the circuit breaker blew, and we have to turn it back on." So we turned that back on, and we're like, "Okay, everything should be fine, right?" And then you know, a day later passes, right? And then the same thing happens where our circuit, like a circuit breaker blows, and we're like, okay, it just means that like we're using too much like wattage, right? So by everything, so that means we can't have 2 ACs running, right? Since our apartment doesn't have central AC, it gets really hot in there, right? So since me and my roommate are in different rooms, and we're just like, okay, how are we gonna do this, right? So you know, we were just like, okay, became a huge problem where none of us could really stay in our rooms without it getting like sweltering hot in there, and sleeping in there was just like a struggle. Trying to play games with our friends was just a struggle, and generally nobody really wanted to be at the house. So I had a conversation with one of my roommates and saying like, hey, you know, I don't really feel well being in here, right? I think I ended up getting like sinusitis or something. Like I developed like some sort of sickness where I was like, for the 3 days that I was there, I was just in like tremendous pain, right? I had like phlegm coming up. I had trouble like sleeping. I couldn't like breathe properly because my nose was always congested, you know, and I just woke up like in shambles basically, right?
Yeah.
So after talking to my roommate, I was like, hey, I don't think I can do this, right? And it's like, I just don't want to be in here. I don't think this place is good for us, you know, a lot of the stuff that happened. is terrible. One of our outlet doesn't work because the wire was apparently cut from it. And the continuous like power going out because one of our friend he does like server work right for his job and I can't play video games if he's doing that right because I'm afraid the power will go out and he'll lose all of his work
Yeah.
right. So legit like every single day I was super bored. I was like there's nothing to do because I can't play games, you know. And then the only times I can play games is like when nobody's at the house besides me. And then like, you know, I hated being alone because like I just felt like I was the only one suffering in
You
there,
in
right? So
jail,
I had a
though.
yeah, dude, it felt worse than jail, okay? Because at least jail has like central AC, right? I had no type of central AC, and I was just like struggling. And so I was like, okay, this place isn't for us. I don't think this is it, right? Like, let's like talk about it. And it's just like, so after having a conversation with one of my friends, which the funniest part was basically he came back, right, from work. And I was like, oh, hey, are you gonna go? And he's like, yeah, I'm gonna sleep at home. And I'm like, oh, okay, I see. And he's like, well, can I talk to you about something? He's like, what? And he's like, hey, you know, I hate to bring this up so early into our like move-in, but I think it's better than bringing it up late, right? And I was like, hey, I don't think the place is like good, right? And he was like, you noticed that too? And I'm like, yeah, I think I did, right? And he's like, did you notice me trying to like leave as soon as possible? And I'm like, yeah, you were kind of just in and out. And he was like, yeah, I also agree with you. I don't think this place is good for us either. And I just can't do it, right? That's why I've been like sleeping at my own house for the past like
Yeah.
5 days. And I'm just like, okay, yeah, no, that makes sense. So that happened, right? And then it's just like a consistent amount of like workers coming in because we had our stove and our refrigerator replaced, but they gave us they gave us a better stove and refrigerator, but like a shittier version of a better stove, if that makes any sense, right? Like pieces were missing.
What the?
There was stuff broken in the refrigerator, and we were like, bro, like what are you doing? Like, why are we like being treated like this, right? So after talking to our realtor and our landlord, we were like, hey, this place isn't for us. We want to like move out and move into a different place. And he was like, that's cool, that's fine. So I was like, yep, he said, cool, I am out. So I got the fuck out of there as fast as possible. I hit up my friend. I was like, hey, bring your van. I am moving out. So I fucking left. You know, I told my parents that, and they were like, okay, come back. You know, and they were like, get a better place later on and just like kind of stay at home for now, right? So, but since I've made my like school schedule with the intention that I would be nearby school, the trade-off is that I have to wake up early now, which sucks.
At least you have AC.
Yeah, but at least I have AC, I have high-speed Wi-Fi, I could, you know, use my computer when I have the chance.
I can play Valorant.
Yes, thank you. Oh my god. I can't imagine going the whole school year not being able to play games or be scared to play games. Like, hey, are you like working on your like work stuff? Like can I play Valorant? Or it's like, you know, I'm just gonna deal with this. So I left, and they were like, you wanna find a different apartment, right? But as we were looking for a different apartment, they found an apartment that was cheaper. The rent was way cheaper, but it was only a 2-bedroom. So I just let them have it, and I just kind of said like, hey, I'll just go back home, and then I'll just figure everything out later. So that's what happened. Moving in was a nightmare, and I left as soon as possible. And that's
Wait,
that.
how long were you at that place again? Like, did you live there?
About 10 days.
Jesus Christ. Not even a month.
Mhm.
Most leases are a year.
No, we did sign a year lease, but like he couldn't really do anything for us. He can't sue us because we have evidence of like the stuff that
Like, he lied.
that he lied about. Like, here, let me see if I have like I know I have photos. So let me see. Hold on.
That's really messed up. To promise so many empty promises.
Right. And then not fulfill.
It's 10 days, not a week and 3.
He gave us a new stove, right? And this is the inside of what the stove looked like. Hold on, let me. My camera kind of sucks, so give me a moment. I have to like turn down the brightness.
Yeah.
but I don't know if you can see it, but this is supposed to be a new stove,
There's
right?
scratches on the bottom.
And do you notice the rust on it?
Yeah.
Yeah. He said he promised us a new stove. Why does a new stove have rust in it?
It looked like someone burned a chicken in there.
Yeah, so it was just like, you know, it was like one thing after another. Like, this was the bathtub.
What's that? What's that?
You know where they you know where they pour like the water out, right?
The tap?
Like the faucet. The faucet.
What the fuck is there a bag on it?
Because there's no faucet.
What? That's so weird.
Yeah, so you know.
New to you, right? Stop. Dude, you looking like you living in hot damn. Wait, what the fuck is that?
It's a refrigerator.
Are you living in a fucking like third world like post-apocalyptic whatever? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so that happened.
Left 4 Dead
like,
vibes.
So yeah, that happened, and I was like, I'm
Mango.
out this bitch.
Yo. Sab, with that, okay, can I just say, I will be honest. That oven looks way better than my oven. I have never cleaned my oven, so mine looking like shit. The
well,
bathtub.
I mean, it's understandable. It's understandable, right? Because you've used it and you've had it for a while. We were promised a new oven.
Okay.
New.
For me, if that oven looked like that, I'd be fine. Okay, I'd be like, whatever. I don't really care. The bathtub is a no, and that fucking fridge, I won't even put my juice in there. Okay, I'm gonna get fucking COVID after.
If you opened it, it reeked so
It
bad.
looked like someone had died in there, and he took their body out and just was like, okay, we're done. Like, here, it's new. I've never had a fridge look like that, and I don't clean my fridge, okay? I clean it like once a year. Why is it black and gray?
Yeah, so basically he couldn't sue us, right? So we broke the lease.
Yeah.
So yeah.
He gonna get sued for like health hazard shit.
Yeah. And there was and then, you know, so I was like, I'm not living in this situation. I'm not gonna sacrifice my own health for an apartment.
And you're paying for this.
Yeah. You know, and it has to be suitable for human living. So I was like, no way, I'm out. I'm gone.
The thing is, I will say that like having a clean place doesn't cost a lot of money. You don't have to like spend lots of money to clean a place. So I don't know why he didn't do it for you. Like, why didn't he just put a tap on? Why didn't he clean the fucking fridge? You know what I mean?
He hired workers to clean it.
When?
And to paint it. It was supposed to be done in the summer.
Paint the light switch. Why? You know what I think? When he hired the workers, it was him. You know that meme where it's like, can I talk to your manager? And you're like, yeah, the manager, yeah. And then you spin around, and then you're like, hello, I'm the manager. Hello, yes, I'm the painter.
Yeah. Basically, like, I don't know who he hired. Like, I swear he hired the homeless dude under the bridge and was like, hey, I'll give you $50 if you paint this house right now.
Dude.
And yeah, so I moved out and I couldn't do it.
That was traumatizing. I did not know that fridge. I will be honest, the fridge was the end of that. I was like, okay. I opened the fridge, see like that, it's over.
Yeah, so.
Oh my gosh. Wow. I know a lot of you guys in chat right now have either moved or are looking for a place to live. So I remember I did a tarot card reading, I think 2 weeks ago, where this person was like thinking about moving somewhere with their boyfriend or whatever, and I was like, the first thing I pulled was like, be careful of deceitful people. Okay? Don't sign a lease if you don't go to the place to look at it, and you also gotta like kind of see the landlord and how they are, like, you know what I mean. Be careful, okay, guys. You don't want to get scammed. Luckily Nonji got out of that, because no one gonna be paying anything for this, okay? $10, it was only a gallon of paint.
Probably.
Bring your own paint, okay?
For real. BYOP.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah, so that was a nightmare, and
No wonder
hopefully-
you woke up in sweats.
I did. I was like, dude, for like the first couple days, I was like sweating in my room. I would wake up and like sweat because it was like hot as fuck in there. And I always had to like prop the window open, but like my window faced another building and it was in an alleyway, so like no air circulation really came. And so I was like,
I was gonna be like, you woke up because of the fucking nightmares. You're like, holy crap, I'm living in a crack house. Help me, please. In Chicago.
Really did feel like I was living in a crack house. I felt like I was in the projects.
Except you paid.
But yeah. But yeah, so I am out of that, thank God. And
yeah. I
hopefully
mean,
yeah.
like,
hopefully I will move into a better place.
yeah, like if you ever need help for anything, like I know a little bit about like renting and stuff, so if you want to message me, I can like, I don't know. I used to write leases for my own fucking roommates. Psycho roommates, guys. But that's another story. I'm just glad that the people you decided to live with all were on the same page as you. Like, they were all kind of like, hey, I don't feel comfortable living here. And you're like, oh my god, same. I've been thinking this for like the past 4 days. You know?
Yeah, but none of us really said anything, which is the funniest part, though. But I think I'm glad that I brought it up earlier than later. Sooner than later.
No, I like how your friend was just like trying to be really nice and just like, you know, I just don't think this is me.
Yeah, it's not. It's really not. This place is not it. So yeah.
Well,
fingers crossed that
yeah.
My next place will be better.
It will, honestly. I mean, it can't get worse, I'll be honest.
Right? God, I'm gonna... if when I move out again, I'm just gonna like, I'm gonna scan the place like my life depends on it. I'll be like, anything I see wrong, I'm gonna complain. I'll be like, sir, this tile on the floor is moved 3 centimeters to the left incorrectly.
Darren.
I'm gonna need you to fix it. Yeah.
Well, I hope you find a really good place. Probably in next year, I will be honest, since the semester already started for you, right?
Yeah.
So it's not really a good time to move.
No, it really isn't.
Yeah.
Since like a lot of people are already settled in their place, finding a place is kind of hard.
Yeah. Wait until like the next semester.
That's the idea.
Yes. Well, I'm glad you told us. I did not know it was that bad. Like you,
Oh,
I will
it's-
be honest, like you kind of talked, okay, the worst thing I heard from you was that when you moved in, you said you didn't have a stove and you didn't have a fridge. So then I was like, yo, just get takeout for the next day or two, you know, it'll be fine after. And then you never told me, like you did tell me the AC wasn't working and shit like that, but you never told me that there was fucking moldy fridge or the bathtub didn't have a fucking like tap. So I'm glad that you could tell us now because that was very eye-opening.
Yeah, because like I thought the issue would be resolved, right? So I thought everything would be fine after like a week, but like within the week, I've seen more people inside my house that's like CDC inappropriate, you know? I've had so many people come in the house for like different things, whether it's to clean, whether it's to remove something, whether it's to fix something, whether it's to consult something, whether it's to, you know, and it's just like been a hassle, you know? Like I don't want strangers in my house like coming every so often, and it's just like I don't want to be sleeping and then I hear zzz, you know?
No, you open your door. Hello. Hello, sir.
I open my door, I'm in my underwear, and then there's like these like 4 random dudes moving like a piece of stove into my, you know, kitchen, and I'm just like, okay.
No, yo,
I guess
the
I'm not
worst.
using the...
You're taking a shit. Excuse me, I need to use the bathrooms.
Excuse me, I need to get in there to fix your bathtub.
Oh my god, too fucking
It was
real.
terrible. It was terrible.
Oh my god, Tabboy, I pray for you. Holy shit.
Yeah, please manifest me a better place. Thank you.
Yes. In January, you'll find a place.
Right. I hope so. Who
Yeah.
knows?
Okay.
Yeah. So that's what happened. Unfortunate.
Beautiful story.
Thank you.
The content of the day. Okay, so I think we're nearing the end of the podcast. So if you guys have any questions you want to ask Nonji before we head off into the gaming portion of the stream, just feel free to type in chat right now. and then he can answer for you.
You gotta clickbait the title. Like, Nonji met Jinny at a crack house in downtown?
Chicago? Gas.
Downtown Chicago?
While she live streamed?
While she live streamed?
Saikuno? Stop. Excuse me, I need to flush. Stop. Okay, so you have a question from Stinky. Nonji, did you make Monk a mod in your stream? And if not, why not? You want to answer that?
Yeah, I did make Monk a mod in my stream. I just kind of did it because like I was a mod in her stream, but we're also close, and I didn't really have mods, so you know she doesn't really have to take a serious role.
I'm just there.
It's just to notify people that she has a special place in the stream, and that's just it. Yeah, short and simple.
I love how you're just like, yeah, I just did it because I felt like I should, and it doesn't matter. There's no significance, which is true. Honestly, I'm not a good mod. I won't be there most of the time. Also, like, if I am modding, I feel like I should be doing something else because I'm honestly always behind. So, thank you, Stinky. Wait, Stinky. Here's the real question: how come I'm not a mod in your stream? Cool. Roshi banned me. Yes. Okay. Question from Fire King. For the man of the hour, what's #1 streamer you want to meet in person, and hopefully a friendship will grow from it?
I feel like I'm getting married. Okay, one streamer I would definitely love to meet would definitely be somebody from offline TV. I would be fine with any of the members, but specifically, I would love to meet Michael Reeves and kind of take a crack at how his brain works and how he comes up with the things that he does, because I'm also in the same field of him as like coding, and I would love to dabble more into like the stuff that he does, which is like engineering wise. I do more software end of things, and I want to be able to create things. I want to be able to have things work with like outside things. So like, you know, for example, like he would build like machines that people would suggest, and I would love to be able to do something similar or be able to be on the same level and just kind of like bounce off ideas off of each other, or just have like an intellectual conversation, or just really have like dissect his brain basically. But I also feel like him and I would have like a really dynamic and fun kind of energy while doing the things that we are interested in, and I think that would be the best thing.
I love that.
Best person for me to meet. Yeah. So Michael Reeves.
I mean, I don't know who he is, but he seems like a chill guy.
Yeah, he's a part of offline TV. He's a Filipino streamer, quote unquote. He's dating Lily Pichu, but basically like he went to college, he dropped out of college, and he locked himself in his room for a year and taught himself like how to code, which I could never, even though it's part of my job. But yeah, I mean, he does way cooler things with it, and I wish I could be able to, you know, do the same thing, but the learning process is just like hard, and I feel like I'll have an easier time learning from him than if I were to teach myself or like take it out of school, you know?
Yeah, that's a good answer. I like your answer. It's very like smart.
Thanks.
It's not like I choose her because she's super hot, you know. So another question: why didn't you? This is from Callie, by the way. Why didn't you take the opportunity to turn it into a crack? Okay, I don't think that's a real question.
What?
Never. I don't think that's a real question. I just realized. Ignore. Okay, Callie, he didn't do it because he'll go to jail and he can't be streaming if he's in jail. Cool. Mary.
Yep.
Would you ever travel to Canada to meet Monk in real life?
Yes, I would love to.
I think because you also want to visit Toronto.
I would love to visit. I would love to visit Toronto and see what Toronto has to offer. I've met a lot of people from the Canada area that I would also love to visit, but I also would just want to go to the anime stores or get food.
Anime stores? Where do you think we live?
I want to try poutine.
Oh,
I want to try poutine. I've never tried poutine.
Oh my god.
I want to try that at least once before. But yeah, I want to meet Monk and break all her expectations of me.
Oh my god, you're actually 5'1". I can't.
Yeah, I'm actually 5'1", really short, not that smart. I
Stop.
use a filter all the time. I don't look like this in real life.
Oh my god, stop. Follow-up question. Okay, shut up, Fire King. Those are not real questions, guys.
How would that make you feel, by the way?
If I met you?
Yeah, if you met me and I broke all your expectations, like, wow, he's this like awkward short guy that doesn't look that good.
Also following from afar.
Yeah. Hey, I was on the bus earlier and I saw you walking past, so I had to get off and.
No, I promise you, no one gonna be following me. I will say this: if you live in Toronto, a lot of people are Asian, so you're gonna be confused which one you're looking at. Okay. I would say like, okay, so I've met a couple people online, like in real life that were online, and I want to say that I feel okay. Not to toot my own horn, but I feel like I'm how I am in real life. Okay, so how I am now, I'm like the same in real life. If anything, I'm even more of a fucking mess. According to Weiss, I'm reserved. Okay, this is me being like nice and calm. You know, it's worse in real life. So I feel like we would get along fine because I'm able to like, I'm really like casual. Like I'm just like, yeah, what's up? You know, like whatever.
Yeah.
I think we would get along.
I would love to see our dynamic. I think that would be
I
very
feel like you would be a
interesting.
little awkward, but then you'll be fine after.
Yeah, I think once I get used to making conversations, engaging the atmosphere, I guess. I don't know, for lack of a better word.
Yeah.
I think I'll be fine after that. Yeah.
I think it'd be really fun to meet everyone as a group, though. Like that's my preference, to do a group meeting. But if it's one-on-one, I'm okay with that too. You know.
I need this pandemic to be over so we could all go to TwitchCon LA.
LA. Oh God.
Yeah, I would. Yeah, like imagine like you, me, Fire King, and like the rest of Twitch chat, right? And then like Cookies is there, Ash is there. You know, that would be the.
Oh my
coolest
God!
experience
I need
ever.
to meet Ash, and I need to fight her.
Getting Korean food. Come on. But yeah.
Yes. Oh my
Yeah.
God! So Korean fried chicken. Oh my God.
Oh my God. Yeah, I would love to. That would be amazing.
I'll show you the good place. Okay. So another question from Stinky again. If one day you saw Monk in the street in your neighborhood, how would you react? You know what he would say? I'm gonna just say my opinion before you say yours. You'll be like, you fucking stalked me, you got my address, you fucking stalker. You'll be like, you're stalking me.
She does have my address, so if she was in my neighborhood, I wouldn't be surprised.
What?
I would just go to the nearest police station and report her. No, but okay. First, I would go up to her and I'd be like, hey, like, you know, why if you're in Chicago, like, why didn't you tell me? And also, why are you by my house? First of all,
I love how that's the second part. I'd be like, are you lost, little girl? Are you lost?
like, okay, like, hey, downtown is that way. Okay, my house is here. You need to go that way. Going to the wrong place.
Wow.
Yeah, and then I would prepare to box.
Dude, your neighbor's gonna be filming that shit show.
For real. I would have to get him. I'd be like, hey, record. Can you hold my phone and record this really quick? And then it'd just be, all you would hear is ding ding, and then you put on fighting gloves.
Oh my gosh. It would be called Asian versus Asian. World Star? Okay, we wouldn't make it there, Mary. Like, that's not that much content.
No, we would make it on World Star.
We would?
It
Oh,
would be
God.
content. Yeah,
I'm
it would
scared.
be content.
They have a lot going on there.
They do. It's traumatizing, but also interesting at times.
I don't mind Monk stalking me. Yo, guys, definitely do not stalk you guys, okay? I no stalk nobody. Oh, I wanted to ask you a question before... I have a question.
Yeah. go ahead.
Okay, so we were talking about like meeting streamers and meeting Jinny or whatever. Have you ever like rated somebody or like talked in someone's stream or kind of like met somebody, like not just talking to stream, but kind of like got closer than just being a viewer perspective from someone that you really
Yeah.
admired? And they don't have to be a big streamer. They could literally be 10 viewers. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
And you
Yeah,
were super disappointed when you met them.
Oh.
But you have no prior relationship to this person. Can't be like, hey, my friend's streaming, you know?
No.
Really?
No, I haven't had that experience yet. Yeah, no. For me, a lot of the people that I've met and that I became closer with, I feel like I've developed a pretty good relationship with them, you know. Like if I could use like you guys as an example, I feel like the fact that I could go to you or Ash or Fire King and like talk out my problems, you know, or be able to laugh about things or be able to joke about things and being really open about who I am despite being like online friends. Hadn't really had an experience where, you know, a person would, I talk to them and I'd be like, hey, you know, I feel like our vibe doesn't really clash. Our vibe doesn't really, isn't compatible with each other and it clashes too often and we should stop talking. I've never really had that experience because I feel like when I meet a streamer or when I go into a streamer that's a small streamer and we talk and I feel like our conversations aren't going well or if like something I said doesn't really bring out the reaction that I was hoping for, then I would just immediately leave and then just leave it at that, you know. And it's like I've never really had that experience where when I would talk to somebody and they would just be like, hey, oh my god, yeah, you know, thank you for coming, oh yeah, this is the stream and that's it, and then they turn off the stream and then they're just like, oh god, like these people are so annoying, like oh my god, like don't talk to me, like I'm just here to get money. And it's like, you know, my god, like stop asking me for nudes, like just give me your money.
Okay,
these people are so annoying. Like I've never met anybody like that and I'm glad that people are genuine. I've genuinely had a lot of good experiences because there was this one girl that I I found on Just Chatting, right? And you know, she ended up becoming like a decently big size streamer, right? But I gonna be honest, I don't really like her personality because her and I clash. But her best friend I ended up becoming really close with and we talk to this day every so often with each other. And she's like an artist. She was the person that made my emotes. I actually have had her commission my emotes, and she was the person that I just randomly met through that streamer that I became really close with, and we played games and all that stuff, and we talked about life and we got to know each other, and I would consider that she is like one of my close friends. And yeah, other than that, I've never really had any bad experiences. They were all just genuine and good, and I hope people were genuine about it.
Yeah, I will be honest, I don't know Jinnytty or anything. I don't watch her. Like, I've seen her around because she's big. But, she didn't seem different, at least when I saw you meet her. Like, it seemed like her. Like, I didn't notice any, like, vast... The thing is, she was still streaming, right? So you can't really tell because she's still live. Yeah. So I can't speak for that, but...
Yeah.
Mary's asking...
That's why I didn't bring it up.
That's good, honestly.
Because,
you know,
like...
Sorry, go on.
Because, like, so, you know, a lot of people are, like, different off stream and on stream. You know, a lot of people have, like, a filter or they say things differently or, you know, they act a certain way off of stream. And that's fine. You know, that's who they are, whatever, right? But it's just, like, that's why I didn't bring her up because I didn't really know the real her. I just met her...
While she was live, too.
Persona, yeah.
I thought about it now, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Because... Okay, so I've met a couple people. So it started when I was young, where I would meet like bands, like musicians.
Oh wow, young.
No, like small bands. I was into punk, you know. So they would come to your town, play at this local venue that's small, and then you do like a meet and greet after, because they're really small. Like they have to meet their fans, right, or else they won't grow. And most people were really nice. I've met a couple people where I'm like, in my head, I'm like, okay, they're really tired. Like, they're in a different country. They're traveling. Like, obviously, they're probably jet-lagged or whatever. So I'm just like, I gave it, like, whatever. But now that I'm on Twitch, like, I don't really... I guess I see sometimes people on Twitch as, not celebrities per se, but just, like, people I think I'd be like, hey, we could chill. Like, you know, I vibe with you. Even if I never chill with you in real life, like, you can chill in my chat. I can chill in your chat, you know? And... This sounds really bad, and I'm not gonna say anyone's names because there's so many people that have
name drop.
No, I can't because they're small like me. Okay, so then what happened was, I rated a couple people where I'll be like, yeah, lurk in your stream. I have like 100k points in their chat. Like I'm just like lurking, but I'm not really talking. But I'll like their content, right? So I'll lurk for them, and I like them. So I've rated a couple of these people. And I'm just so disappointed, and it's sad. It's like, and it sounds even worse, but I just don't even watch them anymore. Like after I rated them or something, whatever, they're just kind of like, oh hey, like whatever these things. And nothing. And I was like, yo, I thought we're chill. Like, what the? Because I will at least check you out after you raid me, right? Even if it's just like a follow back. I will decently check you out. But I'm just kind of like, there's so many people that I've kind of connected with, like, I try to connect with, and then, like, nothing. And it's not like I'm coming off strong. I don't even message these people. I'm just raiding and then saying, hey, right? And then I'm just kind of like, wow, like, you're really not as, like, cool as I thought you were. Like, there's nothing. And I'm like, okay. And there's so many people that I've met that are like that. So I'm just happy that you have never experienced that, because I've gotten so jaded from raiding people who I thought were, like, better than me. But then I'm like, okay, sister, you can't even smile? Cool. You know what I mean?
You're right. Yeah, no, I mean, that's understandable, but I don't know. I guess you and the way you and I rate is completely different. If I rate somebody I know, then, like, I'll obviously, like, talk to them and stay in chat. But if I rate somebody I don't know, I just kind of leave it as that. I come in, I say hi, and then I leave, and there's nothing more, nothing less.
No, but these people, like, I've talked in their chats, like, they recognize my name. So
okay.
they're like, oh, hi, MunkQoo, or whatever. And it's just, like, it feels fake, okay? And then I'm just kind of, like, I get really disappointed, because I'm just, like, damn, I thought we was chill. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which is sad. I don't know. And that's why when I meet someone on Twitch where it's like when we raid or when we talk or whatever and we vibe, and I'm just like, I love you. Even if our content is completely different, like, I don't play many games anymore. I'm kind of changing my vibe.
Yeah.
No, it's not you, Mary. It's no one that's here. It's no one in the community. I would never talk bad about you guys.
I'm gonna start name dropping. Nonji, you know,
Sad
Fire King,
boy.
Ash, One Hole Tickler, you know, John be fake, bro.
Fire King the worst. Literally gross. Yeah, I'm glad. I don't want you to be jaded. I've been jaded so many times where you meet someone and they're kind of like, you think they're your hero, and it's like, never meet your heroes. And I'm like, but it doesn't stop me from doing it, because I think every bad raid, there's always like a good one after. So never stop. Yeah. Well, I'm glad that no one here is like that. Like, it's not anyone in the community, guys. I would never badmouth you guys. Or would I? Okay, one more question. Okay, Mary. Yeah, this would be the last question for today. Oh. The anticipation. Have you guys ever been ghosted by a streamer on Twitch? Wait, ghosted by like, as if you were modding for them, or you were just a viewer? Or like they just ignored your messages? Have they stopped streaming on Twitch altogether? Because Twitch is full of people who just stopped streaming. Like Nonji said. Wait, what?
I haven't streamed in a while.
You just streamed the other day.
I ghosted all my viewers.
Because if we're talking about if they just stop streaming, yeah, there's so many people that I follow and they stop streaming, and I don't judge them, you know? Some people just have stuff in their life. No, like, they said they would collab, but they ghost you on that.
Yeah, the streamer named MunkQoo, she was like, hey, you wanna do a podcast together? And I was like, sure. She never hit me up.
Bitch, why are you here?
Okay, bye.
I mean, I think for me, there's times where you'll talk to somebody and you'll be like, yeah, we should totally collab, but nothing happens. But it wasn't like you planned it. It wasn't like, okay, we're gonna plan this day and do these things. Like, I've never gone through that where you actually plan something and then they left. I don't think so. I think the most for me would be like if you just say, yeah, we should totally collab one day, and then we don't do it, but it was just something that you say, you know, up in the air. It wasn't like completely like organized. I think that's the most I've ever been to. I don't think I've ever been through like we literally, okay, where are you going? I don't think I've ever been through something where you're literally like, you planned the whole stream and then you're waiting at your desk to go live and I've never had that. Oh my gosh. And I'm pretty sure Sad Boy has never. Sad Boy's gone.
I haven't streamed long enough to
yeah. How about you, Mary? Yeah, I don't know. I don't think ever. I mean, I will say last week we were supposed to do the podcast and then somebody had to go to some other state. and I had to cancel my podcast and be like, oh, sorry, no podcast, by the way. Anyways, game stream.
Wow, I wonder what kind of heartless person, handsomely a heartless person could that be?
Yeah, luckily not.
Yeah.
Thank God, right? I would be so mad.
Okay. But I apologize about that though, because like it was my friend's. We were celebrating my friend's birthday.
Oh, I'm kidding. I don't care. I have lol, but I won't get into that. Oh my God, yeah, Mary, tell me in the DMs. That's some spicy tea.
Tea, spill the tea, like the
Spelt.
Boston Tea.
But yeah, that's
Can
enough.
I ask you a question really quick?
Okay.
Did you ever expect to get this big on Twitch?
Were you talking to me?
Yeah, because you have like 1.5k followers. Did you ever expect to hit like that milestone?
I will say that no, because I've been on Twitch for almost 5 years and it was pulling like a leg just to even hit 300. But I will say that the one thing I noticed that did help my follower count is doing tarot card.
OnlyFans.
No, tarot card. But I'm gonna say this, just like an overall statement. Your follower count doesn't mean anything, okay, guys? You could have 10,000 followers and then 3 people watch you, okay? It doesn't mean anything. Don't focus on your follower counts that much, but it is nice to like celebrate it. But don't be like, oh my God, I lost a follower. Don't do that. I used to do that. Bad mental health practice. Monk is a big small streamer. Oh my God, I wish. I think when I hit 5K, I could be like, oh yeah, you know what I mean? I'd be like, hey, but like once again, follower count, whatever. It's about your audience. It's about your community. If they don't stay, they don't stay. Sad boy, it's more viewers. No, I know some people who like get a lot of followers, but their views is pretty low. I think the most important part about growing is your community and making sure people come back. Because you know how many people follow through raids? You know how people follow through bots? Lots of bots. So watch out for that. True, you could have 60, 100 viewers and dead chat. Yeah.
That's the dream.
What, 100 viewers?
No, 100 viewers with dead chat.
Oh, no, 100 viewers.
I can just focus on my gameplay. No one talk to me.
Yeah. Sometimes it kind of relieves me when my chat's kind of dead because... No, when I'm playing games, not when I'm doing like this. Like, I don't want my chat to be super dead when I'm doing this stuff. But when I'm playing games, because I can't read the chat because I'm replaying the game. Chat is important, exactly. I like the bots. They make me feel good. Commander Root, where? Yeah. Okay. So we're going to wrap up the podcast. That was all the questions. But thank you so much for being on the podcast, Nonji. You were wonderful. And
no problem.
If you guys want to follow him, if you're watching the YouTube video, the link will be in the description below. Hey, follow. And then we'll see you again for the next episode of the Munkcast. Do you have anything else to say? I have to upload this.
Just keep it in.
Mysteriousness.
Yeah, I mean, no, not really. I enjoyed being here. I always enjoyed doing the podcast with you, and I feel like we always touch base on different topics, but it always ending up with relationships. I don't know why.
You started it with the relationship. I didn't even segue into that.
Yeah, that's true. That's my fault. I apologize.
I wrote the topic on top too. Okay. Say bye.
Yep. And goodbye.
Bye.